of the past, phantoms of a world gone by speak again their immortal tale, the Vendetta.
Give me a penny, mademoiselle. Just a penny for an old lady. I'll tell you a story if you'll give me a penny, monsieur.
Sorry, Gypsy, not today.
How about you, madame?
Me?
How about a penny for my story?
Well,
Just a penny for a story you won't forget.
I never could resist a story. It's a deal. You tell the story and I'll give you the penny.
Well, we'd better sit down on the front steps of the museum here. Now, the story starts in an attic of an old pension. The story is of two lovers who were sitting together in an old attic in a two-gabled building where the wind softly shook the old shutters as it blew by. The girl was beautiful, and those two were in love, and she was telling him the story of the Vendetta.
Jenny, my darling, tell me about the Vendetta.
It was so long ago, Louis, but I'll never forget the fires and the flames. Sometimes at night I still think of myself as that little girl in Corsica, sitting with her mother in the living room. I can still see our sworn enemies, the Porter family, breaking in, pouring kerosene on our rugs, and see the fire start. Those fires which were meant as our funeral pyre. I can still hear my mother scream before she died. Somehow, my father saved my life and told me to hide in the wastelands and wait for him. And then there was more fire, more flames. And the Vendetta was settled. The Porter family was dead. And then we came to Paris, to the pension next door. I remember the ugly white stone building, the long, rickety flight of stairs to the three-room flat on the third floor. I remember the landlady who was so kind and showed us to our rooms, talking in that empty hallway.
You'll like it here, Monsieur de Piombo. You and your little girl. Pretty child, isn't she? Watch out for the stairs.
Thank you. I'll be careful, Madame René.
We're all one happy family here. A German family lives on this floor, and a young newlywed couple lives on this floor. And guess who owns the building next door? Monsieur Servin. He's an artist and runs an exclusive school for young women who are interested in the arts. Well, these are your quarters. Your room's in the back. The child's room is just to the left. You have your own cooking facilities if you wish to use them.
Yes, you told us.
Well, I guess you want to be alone to make friends with your new quarters. Rooms are like people, have to be treated with kindness. Be happy.
Are you tired, Jenny?
Very, very tired. Father, are we going to see Mother again?
They took her from us, Jenny. But the Porters have paid for it. With their lives. All of them. You're all I have left, Jenny. You're all I have left in the world. You'll be a little queen someday. I'll make you a queen, Jenny. And Paris will be at your feet. You've such lovely black hair, Jenny. Such lovely, warm black hair, darling. Never leave me.
Father, darling, I'll never leave you. How could I? We belong together.
And so you and your father lived in the pension? You were happy, Jenny?
Oh, so happy, Louis. You've no idea. Well, when I was 20 years old, I started to paint. Our landlady showed my painting to Monsieur Servin, and Monsieur granted me a scholarship in his school. My easel was in the corner of the studio, and when I climbed on a chair, I could peer through the skylight into Monsieur Servin's attic across the way in the other gable. The attic always fascinated me. It was dark and lonely, and struck a responsive chord somewhere inside me. And then last week, I saw you there, darling. And I knew you were wounded. I started to paint you. I stood on the chair looking at you. Laurie was singing behind me, and Amelia was talking too much. The little chime clock on the wall chattered, too.
They say the soldier escaped somewhere in this neighborhood, but they'll get him. There's no doubt of that. After all, he deserves to die. Every Bonapartist soldier deserves to die. After all, who are they? Nothing but a lot of cutthroats and Corsicans.
Amelia, what a cruel thing to say. Think of our darling Ginevra.
Oh, honestly, Laurie, you make me sick. What are you doing standing on a chair, Ginevra?
I was seeing something in my mind's eye. You were talking about Napoleon, Amelia. I'm interested in your views.
Oh, of course. You're a Corsican. Are you for or against Napoleon?
Since Napoleon's been banished, it doesn't make much difference, does it?
Well, maybe not, except there's a soldier of Napoleon's army hiding out in this district. The police might be interested in you, Ginevra, if you're a sympathizer. If somebody were to tell them about you.
Amelia, stop it. Let's see what you're painting, Ginevra.
Oh, no, Laura, please.
Darling, it's a lovely piece of work. Who is he?
Who is who?
This man Ginevra's painting.
A man. Well, we didn't know.
Mademoiselle, would you please return to your easels? No artist ever gave anything to art who supplied the world with gossip.
We were just admiring the Corsican's work, Monsieur Sauvin. She's painting a portrait of a young man.
Uh-huh. Well, Mademoiselle Amelia, I'm sure if you worked as diligently as Mademoiselle Ginevra, somebody would admire your work. It is 4 o'clock, ladies. Time for you to go home.
I'm only half finished, monsieur.
4 o'clock, Mademoiselle Laurie. Your family will worry.
Naturally, Laurie. Come along and stop being super conscientious. Good night, Ginevra.
Wait for me. I'll be right along.
Mademoiselle Ginevra.
Oh, yes, monsieur.
Would you mind staying after class?
Of course not, monsieur.
Good night, Monsieur Sauvin.
Good night, Monsieur
Good night,
Sauvin.
Mademoiselle.
You'll find Mademoiselle Ginevra very interesting to talk to, Monsieur Sauvin. Especially if you ask her why she stands on a chair looking in an attic window. Good night, Monsieur Sauvin.
Good night, Mademoiselle Amelia.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I caused you so much trouble.
That is a fine painting, Ginevra. How long have you known the soldier has been hiding in my attic?
Just today.
How much has Mademoiselle Amelia seen of him?
Just this painting. Monsieur, please take me to him. Nobody knows he's up there but me. He's wounded and he looks so lonely.
Your father would never forgive me if I do.
And I'd never forgive you if you don't. Please, monsieur. Nobody will ever know, I swear it. Please, Monsieur Sauvin. Please. And so he brought me to the attic. And I met you and loved you from the first time I saw you 2 weeks ago, Louis. Oh, I know all the words that rhyme with your name. I know all the funny little wrinkles in your face. And the way you smile and the way you talk.
Oh, Jenny. Jenny, darling, you don't know what you're saying. I'm a hunted man. If I'm caught, I'll be hung.
If you were killed, I'd be by your side.
I'm sick and wounded. And you know so little about me.
I know everything about you. We're fellow Corsicans. You're a brave soldier, and I love you. Oh, where you go, I shall go. And your people shall be my people.
Jenny, I've wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you so many times.
Oh, darling.
Don't stop me, please, darling. We can't be married. Don't you understand?
I love you. I love you so much. Oh, Louis, Father can help you leave the country, and I can join you later. And we'll return to Corsica.
Corsica, Jenny. Warm sun and green meadows and the yellow pasture land. Oh, darling, you'll like Corsica so very much like it. Tempestuous and warm. And your eyes are brown like the trees in the fall, and when you're happy, they're brown with red flames.
Those are the fires of the Vendetta, Louis.
And when you're sad, the light dies. Like the sun on the ocean. I love you. I love you, oh, Jenny. If only I were brave enough to own you. I'd own you in a little bit of Corsica, in a world of our own. Oh, don't make it any more difficult for me than it is. What's wrong, Jenny?
Look at the skylight in the studio. I could have sworn I saw somebody at the skylight window.
Nothing more than the cleaning woman, Jenny. darling Jenny. Geneva Bella. Bella, Bella, Jenny.
What are you doing standing on the chair looking out the skylight window, Amelia?
Oh.
What are you looking at?
You know very well what I'm looking at, Laurie. You've known all along about Ginevra and her lover and their secret rendezvous, haven't you?
What if I have?
My father, as head of the Paris police force, will be very much interested in finding this escaped soldier. If you help the soldier escape, I'll tell my father you helped him to escape. They'll put you in jail, Laurie. In a dark hole of a jail with rats and roaches, and they'll forget about you. And
Let me go,
that is,
Amelia.
if you don't keep your mouth shut.
My arm. What are you going to do, Amelia?
Wait and see, Laurie. And if you want to stay out of jail, you keep your mouth shut. I think I better see Ginevra's father. Monsieur de Piombo?
Yes?
I'm Amelia Farrar, a schoolmate of your daughter's.
Oh, please come in, mademoiselle. My daughter is late from school, but I'm sure she'll be home soon.
Well, I didn't come here to talk to your daughter, monsieur. I came to talk to you. A sort of ugly thing happened at our school lately, and, well, it's sort of difficult to explain, but, well, Monsieur Sauvin has been allowing an escaped soldier to hide in his attic.
Not so bad. The rascal. How could he?
Well, every day, Ginevra and this soldier see each other, and I hear they intend to marry. It's the scandal of the school, monsieur, and, well, if he's arrested, Ginevra will be in trouble, and...
Are you positive of this, mademoiselle?
Oh, yes, and I'm worried for her. You see, my father is head of the Paris police, and I found out this escaped soldier is a fellow Corsican of yours, and, well, you probably know him. He's parading under the name of Louis D'Angelo, but in reality his name is Luigi Porta, youngest son of the Porta family and the only survivor of a tragic fire which occurred in Corsica 15 years ago.
Luigi Porta. I'm sure Ginevra can take care of herself.
Well, shall I report him to the police? No, maybe it won't be necessary for 24 hours. No, I think I'll wait. Good day, Monsieur de Piombo.
Ginevra, Bella. Not a Porta. Oh, no, Ginevra mia. Not marrying Luigi Porta. Not my own daughter. Blood in my hands cannot be my daughter's. But if she be married to a Porta, she must die by my hands, by the terms of the Vendetta.
Amelia. What were you doing in my father's apartment?
Don't you wish you knew?
Tell me, Amelia, or I'll...
We told the Corsicans were true. That wasn't till now.
Don't speak so loud. What do you know about it? What do you know?
Everything. I know that you're Corsican sick and peasant blood you have. Oh, you'll be sorry, Ginevra. Very sorry for this.
Amelia.
Stop following me.
I must know the truth. Did you tell my father about...
Meeting a lover in secret? Yes. It's time somebody stopped you.
Who did you say this secret lover of mine was?
I didn't know you knew. I thought you at least had lost.
Did you tell my father?
Well, I told your father. Goodbye, little princess. Heard someone arguing out here. Oh,
Mademoiselle. Oh, pauvre petit. Mademoiselle, don't cry. If somebody hurt our feelings, you'll...
Madame, would you do me a favor? Go upstairs to my father and let me out on the errand. Please, please, Madame.
Poor child, are you in trouble?
Please, for the love of heaven, go upstairs and tell my father you sent me out. And make the lie good. Make him believe it. You must make him believe it, Madame. Please, please, go upstairs now. Go upstairs right this minute.
Mind, Monsieur de Piombo, if Ginevra went on this little errand for me. Just a few blocks away to the butcher, and I've hurt my foot.
Naturally, your foot.
Stubbed the toe.
For a stubbed toe, you walk very well.
Thank you, Monsieur.
Very well indeed.
I think I'd better go downstairs.
Don't. Please don't. I'd much rather you wait up here, Madame Monet, so that I may see this parcel Ginevra is to bring you.
But, Monsieur...
I said we'll wait up here, Madame. 6 o'clock. We'll wait till 7, Madame. Till 7. She's not here by then. You and I will find her ourselves.
I had to warn you, Louis. You're in such danger. Don't you understand? Father will kill you if the Vendetta returns.
Jenny, oh, Jenny.
Luigi or Louis, it makes no difference to me. Love knows no names. And I love you, Luigi Porter, with my whole heart.
But if we're married, you'll become a porter. And by the terms of the Vendetta, as long as the Piombo lives, all porters must die. If you become my wife, you must die as well as I.
Without you, Louis, I wouldn't be alive. My life, my love.
We'll take our chance. If only Monsieur Servin is right. If only he can get us out of the country at midnight.
We must believe it. Darling, as soon as the priest arrives and we're married, I'll return home and wait. I'll wait until midnight.
Be careful, darling. Be careful.
Nothing can go wrong, Luigi. The carriage will be waiting, and Servin has our passports already.
How can you get out of the house without your father suspecting?
I'll find a way somehow. Oh, Monsieur Servin, you frightened me.
I'm sorry, my dear, but the priest is waiting for you.
Darling Ginevra, take my arm, my sweet.
Oh.
Lead the way, Monsieur Servin.
Father, I'm sorry I'm so late, Father. Are you angry with me?
How could I be, Bellissima? Tea is ready, Ginevra. Been ready a long time. Waiting for you.
I'm so sorry. Shall I warm the water?
It's not necessary. Come, carissima. Sit by the window with me. As you did when you were a little girl. Very little girl.
Of course. How gay the table looks, Father. Almost as if we were celebrating something. Candlesticks, the best tea plate.
Sit down, darling. Here, next to me.
And the very best teapot. And the old Corsican knife. It's a lovely knife. I've always loved it. What are we going to carve with it? You've no cake.
Your tea, Ginevra.
Thank you.
I knew you'd leave me for some man or other. I've always known that, Ginny. Come, carissima. Sit close to me. As you did when you were a little girl.
But, Father...
You're still my little girl.
Father,
You draw away from me. Are you afraid of me?
No, Father. No, darling. No.
My little princess. My beautiful Ginevra. Carissima. With your heavy, long black hair. Such heavy, warm black hair. Other hair is dark. Other hair is thick and fragrant. Other hair is beautiful. But yours, Jenny, yours is Corsica. Corsica. Don't look at me, Ginevra. Cara, look straight ahead out the window.
Yes, Father.
What do you see out there?
Trees and grass. And people laughing, happy people. A boy and a girl and a baby.
And an old man. A lonely old man, Cara.
There's no old man out there, Father. Father, what are you reaching for?
The knife on the table.
Why?
You and the knife are the only two things left me from Corsica. No, don't turn around. Keep looking out the window, Ginevra. Keep telling me what you see, my darling Carissima.
Why, Father?
Are the boy and the girl happy?
Father!
Are they, Ginevra? Are they happy, darling?
Father! Father! Father!
I'll hold you in my arms, my darling, and the pain will go away.
Father!
I waited for you for 2 long hours. I stood by the window watching and waiting. I saw Savant leave and return with the priest. Oh, cara Jenny. Then you came home. Not my Carissima. Not my darling.
Oh, Father, the pain. The pain.
You came back to me. The wife of Luigi Porta. Your mother's murderer. You were Piombo to become a porter.
The pain, Father. The pain.
Goodbye, Ginevra. Your hair. Your warm black hair. The knife. There. Draw it out so slowly. And my life for your life. The life of a Piombo for the life of a porter. Carissima. Carmia. Carmia. You'll not be alone. Not alone in death. Jenny, we've waited so long. Jenny, my darling, what's happened to... She's dead. Both of them. Vendetta. Oh, how could dead hates come out of the past and murder the only beauty in my life? Oh, Jenny, my darling Jenny. My wife for 5 short hours. The knife. Yes, that's the way. Yes. The knife. Here. Where it'll be sure. Goodbye, my Jenny.
Luigi.
Jenny, I'm coming to meet you. I hear your voice.
Luigi, what have you done? Luigi!
I'm coming, Jenny.
Luigi. Oh, Luigi, couldn't you wait? I'm not going to die, Luigi. I'm not going to die.
Jenny didn't die. She lay for months in a hospital, trying to die, not caring to make any effort to do anything. The doctors made her live. She had no will to, and she hasn't since. She hasn't since.
What happened to her, Gypsy? What did she do?
She lived in memories. But who cares? Who cares about Ginevra now? She might be wandering the streets. An old woman. An old woman telling stories for pennies.
Here, Gypsy. Here's your penny.
Thank you, madame. Thank you. A story? A story for a penny? Just a penny, please. Just a penny.
From the time-worn pages of the past, we have heard the immortal tale, the Vendetta. Bellkeeper, toll the bell. In this cave, by the restless sea, we are met to call from out the past stories strange and weird. Phantoms of a world gone by speak again the immortal tale, narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym.
I was down on the waterfront looking for the old whaling vessel Grampus. Captain Bernard was in charge, and though I hadn't seen the old captain in more than 10 years, I still felt he was a pretty good friend of mine. I could remember him telling Dad and myself some pretty wild tales. I drank it all in, main rig, compass, and anchor. Maybe I never would have seen the old captain and his son Weston if I hadn't been visiting some friends in Boston. I was reading the shipping news one morning, and there it was. Benjamin Bernard. Experienced whalers wanted to man vessel Grampus, sailing July 13th, 1 a.m., 1881. Well, I packed my digs, slung them over my shoulder, took a lungful of salt air, and, 6 hours before sailing time, I was looking for the ship. It was dark as I walked down the waterfront, and I stopped the stranger.
Yeah, Bud? What do you want?
I'm looking for a whaler known as the Grampus, and I think I'm lost.
There it is, right in front of you. What's the matter? Can't you read?
Yeah, it seems that way. Thanks, fella. Do you happen to know if Captain Bernard's on board?
Yeah, he's there. You shipping out on her?
I'm looking for a job. I'm pretty green, but I'm an old friend of his.
I'm an old friend of his, too. I was out on his last voyage. I wouldn't ship out again under that yellow curve. I was to starve first. When Dirk Peters says, don't go, don't go.
What's the matter? Is the ship haunted or something?
Nothing's the matter with the ship. The captain's nuts.
Are you sure you're talking about the same man I am?
There's only one Captain Bernard, and that's him. He and his son both. Two of a kind. Don't take my word for it. Ask any man that was aboard the Grampus last trip. Ask Sanford Allen, our second mate. Talk to the cook, little Tony Matseo and Sale. Ask him. Captain got playful and cut little Tony's arm off. Look, I'll take you aboard. I've been trying to collect my scratch ever since we landed 2 weeks ago, and I get word tonight it's ready. Watch out for the loose boards on the gangplank.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I'm right behind you. I don't think this ship's sailing tonight, Mr. Peters. Look at that sky.
Little squall don't bother Bernard. Human life's cheap. Climb over the gunwale. It's fastest.
All right. It's a dirty-looking ship.
Captain Bernard! Captain Bernard! I guess he's in the cabin aft. Follow me.
That doesn't sound like a little squall, does it, Mr. Peters?
Yeah?
Oh, incidentally, my name's Gordon Pym.
Everybody's got a name. Life is like that, I guess. Now we get on the passageway here. Captain Bernard,
All right, men. Take Mr. Peters and his friend and put them in irons.
What's this? You dirty swine! You double-crosser!
Down up, Peters. Take them down to the hold until we sail. Then we'll see what you have to say, Mr. Peters.
We're being Shanghaied, Mr. Pym. Shanghaied! Four in the morning. Been aboard 3 hours, Mr. Pym. Your friend, the captain, ought to come below any minute with a pep talk, now that we're too far at sea to swim back. Wait a minute. Allen. Sanford Allen. Is that you in the corner?
Yeah. Kind of cozy, ain't it? All of us together here like this, huh?
What'd they do, slug you too?
Yeah, with the old payroll gag. Come up and get your pay. And they slug you. Guess who else is here?
Tony?
Yeah.
Tony, how's it going, Tony?
I stick the knife in his belly someday. That's what the Tony Manseo do someday. Stick to the knife.
Yeah, you better not stick in a knife or you get swinging the head on the gallows. They call that mutiny, Tony. Oh, meet Mr. Allen, Tony. This is Pym, Gordon Pym.
Hiya, Pym.
Hello.
How long are we out for, do you know, Allen?
Sure. 6 months.
You listen to Tony, Peters. Listen to Tony. We stick together this time, you know? He cut off my arm. Someday I cut off his head.
Ah, shut up. It's a lot of gab. That's life, I guess.
The captain says for you to go on deck.
Well, if it ain't the kid. What you doing aboard ship, Weston? Playing sailor?
Mr. Peters, I didn't know that. I'm sorry that...
Sorry. He's sorry. You didn't know that we was going to get shanghaied when you come down and tell us the payroll's made out? You lying, sniveling yellow pig.
Well, honestly,
Forget it. You're in the same boat. Oh, here's a friend of yours, Weston. At least, that's what he says.
Friend of mine? I have no friends. No friends at all. Watch out, Mr. Mansell. Don't touch me.
I did not touch you. I don't want to get my hands dirty.
We don't want no dirt in our food, huh, Tony?
I can't help what Father does. I never wanted to be a sailor anyway. You know that, Mr. Peters. You know that. I hate the sea. Hate the doggone thing.
I'll leave the kid alone. Come on, Alan, before the captain begins to howl like a bull.
Hello, Weston. You don't remember me, do you?
No, I don't.
The name's Gordon Pym. I used to live next door to you in Nantucket 10 years ago. You remember?
Gordon. How did you get here?
I came aboard looking for a job, and I got one, but not the kind I'm looking for.
Oh, I hadn't any idea, Gordon. Gordon, wait till you see Father. Wait. He's so changed. All of us are so changed. You'll see.
We walked slowly up to the deck, and we lined up. 2 lines, 10 men. 10 of the toughest, dirtiest-looking men I've ever seen. Captain Bernard kept moving his hand back and forth, sort of a nervous habit, and then started to stand muster. He didn't recognize me, and I didn't mention our old friendship. As the days went by, he seemed to take a kind of joy in making a fool out of me. But then he didn't treat his own son any better. As for Peters, he hated him and wanted to get something on him. But Peters was smart and stayed out of trouble. He was the only man who wasn't flogged during those first 40 days at sea. One night, we called the 10-man crew to a secret meeting and advised them never to try and talk to the captain. Well, a storm was brewing on the 42nd day of the journey, and I was called into the captain's cabin. I opened the door. You called for me, Captain?
Yes, Mr. Pym. I called for you. Shut the door behind you. You're just standing there like an idiot. My son tells me that you're giving out free advice these days.
Gordon, I didn't. I swear.
Shut up, you sniveling swine. Calling you my son makes me ill.
Father.
Now, Mr. Pym, I heard you've been advising the men to obey me blindly because you think I've an idiot mind.
Captain Bernard, I said nothing of the kind.
Don't lie to me, Mr. Pym. I've known you for many years.
Oh, so you do remember.
I couldn't very well forget, could I? Despite my idiot mind. I tried to treat you as I've treated the other men. You've taken advantage of me. Whispering behind my back. Trying to turn my son against me. Plotting with Mr. Peters. I'd have none of this on board my ship.
Gordon, he's making it up. I never said it.
Are
I never said
you calling me a liar, Weston?
No.
You see, Mr. Pym? My son denies it now. But I checked his story through our cook. Why don't you admit it, Mr. Pym?
I thought I was helping.
That's what I told him, Gordon.
Shut up. Helping me. Since when have I asked for your help? Answer me, Mr. Pym. Answer me.
Well, you didn't, sir, but...
But what? What did Mr. Peters say to you about my idiot mind?
He said nothing at all, sir.
Nothing, is it?
No, sir.
Tell me the truth.
It is the truth, Captain Bernard.
Liar. I'll cut your lying tongue out with my own hands. What did Peter say?
Nothing, sir. Nothing. Leave him alone, Father. He's telling the truth. Don't hurt him. He's my friend. My only friend. The only one I ever had.
I'll leave him alone. Since you love this friend, my son, I'll allow him the pleasure of trying to make a man out of you. Mr. Pym, you'll take this sniveling son of mine and tie him securely to the mainmast.
No, Father.
For 48 hours.
No.
Then, when he's securely tied, you will report to deck for 40 lashings until I get the truth about Peters out of you.
Yeah, but it's suicide for a man to be tied to the mainmast in this weather,
If anything
Captain.
happens to him, Mr. Gordon, you'll pay for it with your life. So be sure he's tied securely.
Those were the captain's orders, and we obeyed them. The wind was screaming through the sails like an insane witch on a broomstick, but Weston and I climbed to the cross trees of the mainmast. It was a tough climb, and I think he knew then it was the end for him, but he was afraid to disobey. When we reached the cross trees, I lashed Weston's arms and legs firmly, hoping he could survive the storm. By the time he was made fast, I patted his hair and tried to soothe that poor lost boy. The last I remember of him was his tear-streaked face and the look in his eye. I waved goodbye to him and climbed slowly and carefully below to report for 40 lashings. Captain Bernard, Mr. Pym reporting, sir.
Take off your shirt.
Yes, sir.
Place your hands behind the whipping post and hang on securely, Mr. Pym. And think carefully. Try to remember the words Mr. Peters said about my idiot mind.
Yes, sir. The mainmast, Captain Bernard. It's the mainmast.
I'm going for the mainmast! It's cracking! Stay out of the way!
Weston, my son. You fool. If he wants overboard, save him.
Weston! What's overboard?
My son.
That's your son, Captain Bernard, and you've killed him.
You dare say that to me? You murderer.
Yes, I warned you of this, but you wouldn't listen. I'll say it. I'll say you're insane.
Beat us! Throw this man in irons!
Are you talking to me, Captain Bernard?
Throw this man in! Take your hand!
Help me, Peters. This man isn't going to captain the ship any longer.
This is only Mr. Pym. Do you realize that? Do you want to swing on the gallows till Mr. Peters?
I can't hear you, Captain Bernard. Ain't that a shame? I just can't hear you at all.
You'll swing with it.
Ah, shut up. Here. I'll tie this gag around your mouth. That'll keep you quiet.
Crew is coming topside. Storm's let up for a little while, and the course is set.
Do they know, Gordon?
I thought we'd tell them when they got here.
We gotta work fast. This calm ain't gonna last, and we won't be able to steer no course at all with the mainmast gone.
What's this special meeting about? Look, Alan. Look at the captain.
Peter.
Look at him.
Did you?
Yes, Mr. Allen, it's a mutant. Are you with me?
I cut his head off, no?
Shut up, Tony.
I ain't getting mixed up in no mutiny. Is this your idea, Gordon?
Yeah, it's my idea, all of it. If any man swings around here, it'll be me, so listen to me.
You should have asked us, Gordon. We don't like getting dragged into something like this.
Now listen to me, man. Nobody will swing for this if you use your heads. Nobody has to know this is mutiny.
Sure, he's right. We'll kill the captain. Put him on sail, carve his head off. And then we say he chooses to die, no?
No, Tony. We can make this look like a shipwreck. The captain gets put in a lifeboat and set adrift.
No, Tony, carve his head off.
Shut up, Tony. Go on, Gordon.
And we all know the captain's nuts. In 2 or 3 days alone on the ocean, he'll be a babbling idiot. Idiots don't talk sense even if they're found. And even if he is found, he'll look like a shipwreck victim.
What about the boat?
We're going to scuttle her. Get off in lifeboats when we're near land. Within 2 days, we'll be 10 miles off Cape True. We can row to safety, and it'll be up to you men to keep quiet. Now, are you with me, men?
Yeah, with you. We're with you.
All right, let's go.
Now work fast, you monkeys, because we're in for a whale of a blow tonight.
I was so smart. Smarter than anybody. You could see it then. I had the whole thing planned perfectly from beginning to end. We lowered the captain in a lifeboat, gave him some biscuits, a compass, and a jug of water. But I didn't figure on the storm that was to come. But the storm broke soon after in all its mad, screaming fury. We couldn't control the Grampus. She was like a wounded animal, and I thought for a minute she'd sink by herself that night. There were 8 men left then, being the kid and the captain was gone. We had to lash ourselves to the deck to keep from being swept overboard. But during the night, 4 of the men were lost. It seemed to me that the ocean was fighting back the mutiny. Water poured into the ship. The entire belly of the ship was waterlogged, and only the top deck was riding above the ocean. There were 3 lifeboats on the Grampus before the storm, but we lost them during the night. And then, toward morning, Allen screamed out.
You blasted fool, Gordon. We can't scuttle this ship even if we want to now.
What do you mean we can't scuttle it?
It didn't sink, did it, Mr. Peters?
Ah, shut
The
up.
hold of this boat is filled with empty oil casks, isn't it, Mr. Peters?
Yes, Allen. I forgot about that.
Well, what's the difference?
Difference? You landlubber. Them empty oil casks is full of air. They'll act like a balloon and keep this rotten whaler from sinking.
Is that true, Mr. Peters?
Yeah, it's true.
Well, we can set the ship on fire.
What good'll that do?
We're burnt alive. Calimente and set the ship on fire. There's no lifeboat.
Yes, Trap.
Ah, shut up, Wally, and let me think. Just gonna have to set tight and wait.
Wait for what, Peters?
Wait and pray we get saved. Maybe a ship will pass by.
You'll hang, Peters, if we're saved. You and Gordon will hang. I had nothing to do with the mutiny. Me and Tony's free and clear. Ain't we, Tony?
Yeah, nothing to do with the non-mutiny.
Just wait. Wait. Wait and pray.
We did wait and pray. Waited for 13 horrible days without food or water. 13 days. And then one morning, Allen began to complain as usual.
So thirsty. So thirsty.
How many of us are left, Gordon?
It's not light yet, Peters. I don't know.
How do you feel, Gordon?
I'm not sure.
Take it easy, kid. The sun will come up shortly. Allen.
Yeah.
Where's little Tony? Tony.
He isn't around. Listen to me, both of you. There's just 3 of us left. None of us can last very long floating around on a derelict ship. None of us. But there's a chance. There's always a chance we can be saved. If we can last.
What are you getting at, Allen?
One of us will have to die so the others can live. One of us must.
No. No, Allen, if we all die here first.
Maybe you won't, but I will. You're the ringleader, Gordon. You started this thing. You'd hang if we got to land, so would you, Peters. But I'd be free. I got a knife.
Put that knife down. Allen's right, Gordon. If any of us is going to live, one of us has got to die.
Oh, Peters, no. It's better to die
Yeah,
than...
Gordon. I know what I'm saying. Allen's right. It's 2 against 1.
Yeah, 2 against 1.
We're going to choose for the privilege. There are 3 pieces of wood. Take them, Gordon. Hold them in your hand. The man who gets the shortest stick is the victim. Is that level with you, Allen?
Sure.
All right. Put your knife right here in the middle.
Okay. There it is.
Okay. Choose, Allen.
This one. It's short.
It's my turn now. There.
Yours is the long one. Whose is the shortest, mine or Gordon's?
Let's see. Gordon?
Yeah.
It's you, Allen.
No. No, I won't. I'm the one that should live. I'm innocent. Give me that knife.
Let go of it, Allen. Oh! You double cross.
Take that, Peters, and that.
Now I get the knife.
And no, Peters, you. Oh.
Dead, Peters?
Yeah.
Peters. What's the matter with you? You all right?
I'll be all right. Hound. Always double cross.
Allen wounded you badly, Peters. I'll get some salt water and wash the blood off you. That'll keep the wound clean.
It's too deep, Gordon. Look. Look ahead. Look, Gordon. I see the outline of land ahead. Land!
It's just a mirage, Peters. You think it's land?
No. Look. Look straight ahead.
You're right. Land. Land ahead. We'll be saved, Peters.
Peters! Peters!
But Peters was dead. Peters and Allen lay side by side. I climbed over the gunwale of that ship and started for land. I don't know how I ever made it. I couldn't swim 4 miles in good condition, yet I swam 4 miles after 13 days of no food or water. I climbed out of the water, wet and tired, and fell exhausted on the beach. I don't remember what happened after that. I was in a native village of some sort, I knew, and some native women had taken me in and cared for me until I was well. They thought I'd been shipwrecked. They would have kept on thinking it, too, if it hadn't been for the first day I was well enough to walk around. I stopped in at the settlement's only inn to figure things out. And as I opened the door...
What do you mean there's a derelict ship out there, eh?
I mean what I say. All the Grampus. This old loon keeps saying he was once the captain of that ship.
Oh, loon. I'm crazy, huh? You men think I'm crazy. But I'll prove I'm sane. There was no shipwreck. It was mutiny. Mutiny. And my son was killed. He did it. Yes, he did it. Mutiny. And he did it. There he is. Right there. Standing at the door. Look at him. Don't let him get away. Don't let him get away.
Hey, mister.
You mustn't get away.
Mister, come over here.
Talking to me?
Yeah. Come on over here to this table, stranger. This old loon claims he knows you.
Yes, I know you. Don't I? Well, answer me. You were hired on board the Grampus and led a mutiny against me, and you'll swing for it. I was picked up 3 days after you put me in that rowboat. I've stayed alive for one reason and one reason only. To watch your body swing from the gallows. Tell these men the truth. Speak up, man. Speak up. Are you a Gordon Pym? I demand an answer. Are you a Gordon Pym?
Well, mister, are you? It's your word against his.
Tell the truth. Are you a Gordon Pym?
Frankly, I don't know who I am. I guess I'm just something washed up out of the sea. Yeah, I'm just somebody washed up out of the sea.
From the time-worn pages of the past, we have heard narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym. Bellkeeper, toll the bell.
This is the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.